The South African Navy, in collaboration with the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality, are marking World Hydrography Day in Gqeberha. The event is aimed at raising awareness on the role of hydrography in the maritime industry. Now, this year's theme is hydrography underpinning the digital twin of the ocean. Newzroom Afrika's Siphosethu Booi has the unenviable task of explaining to us what hydrography is. Good morning to you, Siphosethu. What does a hydrographer do?
Well, good morning to you, Booi, and to the rest of our viewers today. What an interesting day at the office today. But just before I answer your question, Booi, I have a guest who will be explaining to us what exactly a hydrography does as far as the maritime industry is concerned, of course, as at the SA Navy. But we are standing at the SAS Mendi ship, and of course, it is open for the public to come and visit. And as you can see also just behind me, I'm just going to move out of shot and just let my colleague show you what exactly it is that's happening today. We're seeing parents and we're also seeing young school children as well as adults who are also here to view the SAS Mendi ship that we're currently standing on here in Gqeberha, and it is in commemoration of the over 600 soldiers that sank at the SAS Mendi during the First World War. But I'm joined now by Commander Christopher Tennyson, who will explain to us what a hydrographer does. But also, firstly, please speak to us about the importance of World Hydrography Day, Mr. Christopher.
Thank you very much. World Hydrography Day is a day that brings awareness to the general public about the work that hydrographers do. And the work that we do is we measure the seafloor, the depths of the seafloor, and then we produce navigation products like, for example, charts in order to safeguard navigation around our coastline.
And also, what do you do as a hydrographer, rather, because my colleague was also asking what a hydrographer does. So just please break down your job.
So a hydrographer is basically a hydrographic surveyor. So we survey the world's oceans and waterways, and then we produce navigation charts. So as the hydrographer for the Republic of South Africa, it is my responsibility and my office's responsibility to produce navigation charts and products for the safe navigation of all vessels through South African waters.
And also, of course, the maritime industry is one that's have a huge impact to the economy of the country, and of course, as a part of the SA Navy. Is there interest as far as seeing young people also wanting to take up the duties, of course, and also the interest in wanting to become a part of the SA Navy in a country, as far as you guys are observing and also see?
No, most definitely. We do get a lot of interest from the youth in terms of career prospects within the Navy, as well as the South African National Defence Force as a whole. So there's a wide array and variety of career opportunities that's available to the youth. It is always advisable to have, for example, maths and science are good subjects to have, especially if you're going into the more scientific fields like hydrography, for example. But there's a very wide variety and also quite a good interest from the youth of South Africa to join a career in the South African Navy. And it offers exciting career opportunities, so it's definitely worth recommending.
And also just the importance and the significance of making information accessible to people with regards to the SA Navy, and also just what the impact it has on the general public of our country also. Please speak to us about the information and also just how people can also learn more about what exactly is it that the SA Navy does to the country, and also just separating it from the general information with regards to the maritime industry.
So the primary mission and the purpose of the South African Navy is to fight and win at sea and to protect the resources and to protect the coastline of South Africa. And that's the primary purpose. In terms of hydrography, as a part of the South African Navy, we form quite an important branch where we don't just serve the South African Navy in terms of products and services, but also the general maritime industry, and as well as the public in terms of our paper charts, electronic navigation charts and products. As far as where information is available, we have public relations offices both in Simonstown as well as Pretoria that can be reached, and we're also quite active on social media pages like, for example, Facebook, etc., where you can get quite good information as well as bulletins as to what's happening in the Defence Force and what opportunities are available.
Commander Christopher Jensen, thank you very much for making time to speak to us here on Newzroom Afrika. It is an open day. It will be here. The SAS Mendi ship will be opened to the general public of Nelson Mandela Bay visitors as well as the general public here in Gqeberha until Sunday this weekend.
Siphosethu Booi, thank you very much for educating us on this day, a Friday. So, hydrography is the practice of safe navigation of vessels in water. I hope I've captured that nicely for you. All right.